up to, pal? Come on up here. Come on up here. Look at what we're doing here. You have what we're doing here. And oh, hey, look, there's your friends out there. There's all your friends. So he doesn't care. But I do. Hey, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch in Far West Texas with Cascade the Wonder Dog. Going to do another project. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video, and the real reason is twofold. Number one, we had some people here that were helping me, and they were fantastic. But we were steady working on masonry, and I just didn't have time or effort to do any videos. Plus, I kind of hurt my back, and I've been taking it easy, letting my back heal, because he worked a little faster than I did, because he was a lot younger than me. And the other reason is, probably the biggest reason is, YouTube dropped their damn YouTube editor. And I have to learn a new program. Now, there's a whole lot of homestead people out there that they live to do their videos. I'm not one of them. So learning a new program, that takes precious time out of things I could be doing to build this house. So I'm going to make a point in this video of learning how to use the editor. I've also tried 2 or 3 different times now, I think this is the 3rd time, to do a vlog. Now this won't be a vlog, but I've got pieces of it that I'm going to try to stick in here, and hopefully I can make it something coherent that doesn't go on for an hour and a half. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on finishing the guest bathroom. That's what this series of videos is going to be. Hopefully it'll be about 4 of them. And I'm going to show you how I take this, which is just a piece of pallet wood, take this and turn it into this. How I can turn it into this, which is a beautiful piece of hardwood that would look great on anybody's floor. Or in our case, this is actually going to be a part of the ceiling in the guest bedroom, or guest bathroom, excuse me. So I'll show you how we take this, or a stack of these pallets, and turn it into this wood. And I have got a heck of a lot of wood here. I'll line it up and show you. Now when you look at that, what do you see? Well, if you're like me, you see some beautiful, beautiful flooring, and it's mainly oak flooring here. But it isn't for flooring. This is going to go on the ceiling of the guest bathroom. Just going to be applying the polyurethane to it. We're going to polyurethane each piece and then put it up there. And again, later in the series of videos, I'll show you how I prepped for that. Mainly it comes out of what this old house taught me. But I wanted to show you that. Doesn't that look cool? And that is nothing more than this ugly, nasty old pallet wood that I'm taking apart. And that's going to be pretty much what this video is going to be about, is taking it apart and prepping it. Let me show you the stack I've got of wood here. It's in that window frame there, the wood that I just showed you, plus all of that. You notice some of it is in shorter lengths so that we can stagger the joints and have it look pretty decent. Now, this is not something that is designed to save money necessarily, but this is more a labor of love. And by that I mean it doesn't necessarily save you a lot of money, and it certainly doesn't save you a lot of time. The wood I just showed you, I've been working on that. Today is the 4th day, I think. It might even be the 5th day that I've been working on this wood for my ceiling. Now, yeah, it's saving me money, but it's saving me money and time in terms of putting up, say, just wallboard. If you were putting up sheetrock or blue board, in my case it'd be blue board in the bathroom, or hand plastering the ceiling, which I'm not too hot on hand plastering the ceiling, because if you've ever painted a ceiling, you always end up getting stuff in your face. This is a little easier, but it does take time to create. And let me show you what I had to do. So I've set you up so you get a pretty good view of some of what we have out here. You can't see all of it. I've got a whole bunch of apricot wood down there. I've got some wood that was given to me that's just really good for firewood. And then all these pallets. Now when Debbie and I moved here 8 years ago, we came from North Florida. We had a little ranch in North Florida, a poultry farm. and we heated our place exclusively with wood. And we had 2 wood stoves, and I was paying about $100 a cord, just a little shy of a cord for $100, so $125 a cord for firewood. And it came to me cut in 18-inch lengths, and I had to split it, but I enjoy splitting wood. I'm kind of dumb that way. I enjoy some of the hard work, so I enjoyed splitting it. Well, I moved here, and firewood jumped up, and this year, believe it or not, there's people that are going to be getting $350 for a cord of wood out here. Well, yeah, you don't see a lot of trees, but $350 for a cord of wood. I mean, do the math, figure it out. From just a dollar and cents point of view, it's a heck of a lot cheaper to use propane to heat your house. Or solar, which is what I'll show you in another video, but we're going to do solar for our entire hot water heat system. But for the last 5.5 years, 6 years, I guess, we've heated our house by cutting these pallets up. I just cut them, throw them in the fireplace. Of course, there's nails in there, but the fireplace that we have is super efficient, and it leaves me with a little stack of, a little pile of ash about like that, and the nails are in there. Got a place that I dump them and bury them, so it hasn't been a big deal. But I've always kind of bugged me to see all this nice looking wood. Particularly wood like this. Now this is what we were working with just now, is wood that came off of pallets like these. It kind of bugged me to see it. You know, you can shiplap it, you can tongue and groove it for flooring. You do have to have a stationary planer, which I'm looking for a stationary planer. But you can use this wood for something instead of for firewood or thrown in a dump somewhere. I mean, look around. I live in the least populated county in Texas, and I might have here 10% of the pallets for the last 3 months only that have been thrown out, plus the 7 that I deconstructed here, and then these that we still have to deconstruct. That's a lot going into a landfill, or it's a lot to burn. Now, yes, it's carbon neutral if you burn it, so it's no big deal for someone to burn it to heat their house. But there's got to be a better way, and so I'm going to be examining in future videos better ways to use pallet wood. You know, I've said before that if I had learned how much I loved stonemasonry 40 years ago, I would have been a stonemason, and that's absolutely true. I love stonemasonry. But my first love has always been carpentry. Now, that's going to come as a surprise to a lot of you, but yeah, my first love has always been carpentry. And no, I'm not an excellent carpenter. Norm Abrams, I'm no Norm Abrams. I'm actually a lot closer to Homer Simpson. But that doesn't stop me from doing my first love, carpentry, and it shouldn't stop you. If you're more of a Charlie Brown or a Homer Simpson when it comes to doing something, trust me, if you do it and you love what you do and you take your time and you do the best job you can, even if it looks like crap, your love is going to come out in what you've done. What you create, it may as a total look like crap, but people that look at it, they aren't going to see that. They're going to see the love that you've put into it, and they're going to see the skill that you put into it. Now, if that skill isn't equal to Norm Abrams, it doesn't matter. It's the very best you can do. There's an old saying, and it's a saying I've always used a lot, and it goes like this. It says, I aimed for a star. I missed, so I settled for the moon. Now, that pretty much says it all, but let me carry it out for those millennials that have to look it up in the left-handed hand graft. You aim high and you miss. Where you settle is probably going to be a little bit higher than where you would have been if you had aimed low. The guy that aimed for the moon and missed, what do you think happened to him? He landed back here on Earth flat on his back. None of us want to end up flat on our back. So you always try to do the very best you can with everything. Even if it's sanding and planing and making a piece of pallet wood look good. You make it look as good as you possibly can each and every time, and that love that you put into it and that attention will always come through. And when you run into that one guy that comes around and he sees the flaw that you did and he does this, first of all, pity him. Second of all, kick him in the butt and run him out of your property, because he has no clue about what he had no clue about life, period. Anyway, let's get on. Let me show you let me show you how I've been deconstructing them. Now, I saw a couple of videos where guys were taking hammers and chisels and deconstructing pallets with that. Every time I try, I mean, you might be with me, in fact, you might have tried to deconstruct pallets and given up for this reason. Every time I try, I end up splitting this wood, because not only is it hardwood, but it's extremely dry wood. But one of the best ways to deconstruct it is to get your Sawzall and get a metal blade on it, and just get that Sawzall back behind the nails. Now, right this minute, I'm not using my Sawzall because I broke all the blades. It's Sunday, so nothing's open anyway, but it's also a 130-mile round trip for me to go get a blade. So I had ordered a package of blades for this little saw, and I always forget what you call this little saw. But I had ordered a package of blades, came with about 20 blades, and 3 of them were metal blades. So what I'm doing right now, I'm going to get some more because I just finished the last board. Just take this and cut the nails. Like I said, labor of love. It doesn't. It takes some time to do. So let me get a few of these boards set up, and I'll show you what the next step was. So this is the next batch of pallet wood that I have to work on. And the first step is to remove those nail heads. And to remove those nail heads, I pound them through like I did. And then just take the my nail set, knock them out enough with the nail set that I can turn it over. And then using an old pair of wire cutters that I have, I find this to be easier. I just take and pry them out. Again, labor of love. You aren't doing this because it's fast or cheap. You're doing it because, well, you're reusing something and you get a great deal of satisfaction. Now, the next step for me with these boards is to use the hand planer on them. Now, the reason I'm using the hand planer is because, quite frankly, I don't have a stationary planer. Which brings me to a point that I almost always come to in my videos. This month I'm blowing my budget on finishing the bathroom. So I don't have a lot of money left over for other things, like, for example, Portland cement, which I'll also be doing work with the Portland this month. And I always ask for donations when I'm in need of Portland, and I'm in need of Portland. Bag of Portland costs me $10 here at McCoy's in Alpine, and that bag of Portland now keeps me working for 2 days. So if you have a few extra dollars and you'd like to help support what we're doing here to see more videos, and to see the place get finished so it's open for you to come and visit, stay for a day or two. If you got 10 extra bucks, send me 10. If you got 20, send me 20. If you got 550, send that, please. It'll all go to Portland, or whatever you earmark it for, which comes to the stationary planer. If you're a carpenter and you've got a stationary planer that's good quality that you don't need anymore, please package it up, send it to us as a donation or with a bill for what you think it's worth. I'll happily pay the bill because I'm about to go out and spend $400 on a DeWalt stationary planer. It would help if I had a little bit of help through donations earmarked for a stationary planer. The reason I need a stationary planer is this has worked so well on this other wood that I want to use a stationary planer to make flooring for our bedroom, bathroom, sitting room, the master suite. And I want to use that for to make it nice and even for flooring, and also we're going to be building furniture and cabinetry with pallet wood. That's as time goes on. So anyway, just thought I'd drop that bug in your ears. Could you definitely use some help getting Portland this month, because all the money's going to the bathroom. And that stationary planer, I really need a stationary planer. But in the meantime, I have a hand planer. Hand planer works fine, and that's the next step with these boards, is to take the hand planer. taking right at 1 millimeter off of these boards. I prefer to deal in inches, but this thing has a setting for 1 millimeter, so it's set up for 1 millimeter. That's all I'm taking off because I'm using 60 grit sandpaper to finish it up. I do have to turn them around, but this is a lot faster than the first way I was trying. And that's all I do right now on the board is just hand plane it. Now we're going to sand it, but first I'm going to fill in the nail holes. Now that brings me to something I forgot to say regarding nail holes. I found this fellow online that does a lot of work with pallet furniture. He's from the UK somewhere. I'm not sure where. His accent was a little undefined for me. But he was saying that as you're taking the pallet wood apart, as you're deconstructing the pallets, immediately take the nails off. You take a board off, take the nail off. Take a board off, take the nails off. The reason is you might forget a nail. And the blade on this planer, and on most planers I guess, it's only about that thick and it's reversible. So if I hit a nail and take a chip out of the blade, I got to reverse it. The blades are 20 bucks for a set of 2, so it's not that expensive. It's just a hassle. So he says take the nails out. Excellent advice. I'm going to continue to do that. Another thing is, again, this is for your own mind. The fellow on Stonehouse Revival, he leaves the nail holes just as they are on all the flooring and that. He says they add character. I showed these to Debbie and I asked her, what do you want? And she didn't like the nail holes. Well, she wanted me to cut it like this. That's fine, it gets away with the nail holes, but I don't like all the seams, all the joints. So my compromise was I fill these with wood putty. The nail holes are still there, but they're not that visible, and I'll show you that in the next step. Let me finish these first. Okay, so I don't know how many of you had quick eyes, but when I had these boards lined up, you might have noticed that there was a little bit of a gap in there from where the boards maybe wiggled a little bit, maybe had warped, and that is true. So the next step is to true these up so that they have a straight edge that fits together nicely. Now also, they need to be all the same width so that they go up in that ceiling correctly. So the width we want is 3 inches, but I want to cut on both sides, so I take both edges off. So the first pass here is going to be 3 3/16. And of course the next pass will be 3 inches and I'll turn it around, but I won't make you wait for that. Let me go ahead and do both of those cuts and get these to 3 inches. And by the way, there's liable to be a troll out there that says, yay, there's no guard on your table saw. That's correct. There is no guard. I have to be careful and use my head. It's kind of like my old friend Peter Tan in Singapore once told me. You're walking down the streets of this modern city of Singapore, but you're at where the sidewalk meets the street, there's a gap of about like that, where instead of there being a gutter leading down to a storm drain, there is a gap. The road ends here, the sidewalk ends here. Look down there, you're looking right down into the sewer or into a creek or whatever. And I said, Peter, what happens if somebody steps in that? Isn't the city worried about, or the Republic worried about any liability? And Peter looks at me and he says, no, everybody knows that's there. If they step in it, it's their fault. Well, I know it doesn't have a guard. I know the blade's there. If I cut myself, it's my fault. What are you going to do? You're going to put guards on everything and safety glasses and helmets and finger guards and Kevlar and everything? No. Just use your common sense. And if the only thing you take away from my video is the fact that there isn't a guard on or a fence to guard my my circular saw, if that's your only takeaway, then buddy, something's wrong with you. Anyway, let me get back to this. Now the last step is going to be to get my length correct. Now the length is always going to be up to you and your project. In my project here, because I've got the varying lengths of the varying short lengths. They're 12, 14, and 16 inches. So any of these long boards I have, they have to be in some kind of a variable that'll end up, some sort of a length rather, that will end up as a combination of 12, 14, and 16. Now, in the case here, these boards are just about, they're a little over 44 inches long. 16 and 16 is 32, and 12 is 44. So all I need to do is just take a tiny bit off, and really just take that little edge off. But there would be times where I'd take off more and more, like if I were to go 14, 14, which is 28, and then 14 more, which would be 42, then I'd be cutting off here. So it's just a matter of what you want to do. So I'm just going to trim these up, and then we're ready to put the wood filler in the holes. The next step is to put the wood putty in the nail holes. I could not find my little tiny putty knife, so I'm just using a piece of shim, plastic shim. I prefer the plastic shims over the wood just because the wood shims are made out of a wood that can get wet and get soft and rot away. Where if you get the plastic shims, nothing is going to happen to them. So you just take a tiny bit of putty. In case of putty, less is always more. But if I use too much, bottom line is sandpaper is a little bit cheap, and I can always sand it off and go from there. So finish this up, and then I'm ready to sand, which is where you came in on this video. So I have started on the polyurethane. I've got about half of the boards done. Half of the boards that I have ready for the ceiling are done. And polyurethane, we use just the natural color of the wood, and we put a wet look, a shiny gloss polyurethane coating on it, and that's the way it's going to sit until we mount it on the ceiling, and that'll be in a separate video. I've got more stuff coming about the bathroom, some plumbing, real cool plumbing ideas that I'm doing back here in the shower where I'm sitting, and of course the bathtub is what this stuff's sitting on right now. So I'll finish that up, get this video online as soon as I figure out my new program. Thank you, YouTube, for killing the editor for me. And with that, hey, that's it for October 7th of 2017. Guys, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch in Far West Texas saying, see you later.